Welcome to my F1 channel, welcome to Peter on Pole. My name is Peter, in pole position, back with another video. In today's news, we're going to be talking about Sebastian Vettel and the new sashi for his car ahead of the Spanish Grand Prix. This has come about after the 70th Grand Prix that happened last weekend. The team mentioned that there was a small problem with Sebastian Vettel's car. Small? Are you guys serious? Oh, Ferrari have some big problems this season. They've not had a great year. Only 2 podium places for Ferrari, both coming with Leclerc. Leclerc managed to get that car into 4th last weekend at the 70th Grand Prix. But, man, Sebastian Vettel's not had a great time at all season. He's had a horrible season, qualifying as high as 10th. Nothing higher than that, nothing greater. And his race pace has just not been there. The car is a shambles. It's a shambolic mess, and Ferrari have the nerve to call the situation small. It's very clear as well from Sebastian Vettel that he is not comfortable with this car. He's not happy. He cannot be asked with the issues here at Ferrari. He's not happy with the SF1000. I mean, it's a great looking car, but that's about it. It just looks good. It clearly does nothing on track, and it's a shambles. They need to get this thing sorted, and Ferrari are acting, which is good. They're acting upon the situation. They're a bit reactive, but nonetheless, a different chassis, so a different body of the car, a whole new kind of kit, if you will. This isn't a small thing to sort out when you bear in mind that, you know, the 70th anniversary Grand Prix was last weekend, and now you got the Spanish Grand Prix this weekend. So they've had less than 7 days really to get this car, you know, up and ready, of course, for practice on Friday. I'm sure the whole Ferrari team are hopeful. They're hoping that they can get something done this weekend, ahead of this weekend rather. Mattia Binotto, team principal, was hoping that some change will bring some sort of fortune to Sebastian Vettel, because boy does he need it. There's a quote here from Ferrari. Sebastian will have a new chassis because after the Silverstone post-race analysis, we spotted a small fault caused by a heavy impact on a curb. That is taken from Simone, Resta, the head of Sashi Engineering. Woo, really? Some curbs? That's what you're giving me? You're going to give me curbs was the issue, and that's what's going to make you spark a change? Resta goes on to say it would not have had much of an effect on performance, but it was the logical decision to take. Hang on a minute. So this is not based on you know, you don't think this is going to do anything with the performance? Then what are we doing here? The whole point is because the Ferrari car is not performing, and you're telling me you're going to make a change like this and it will not have an effect on performance. I mean, Ferrari, for goodness sake, let's pick no bones about it. Ferrari, you have been awful this year. You've been shambolic. Charles Leclerc is actually giving that team some sort of dignity, so just some sort of pride, something, because my God, he's outperforming that car. He's already been driver of the weekend already this season. He's been on the podium this season already. Honestly, Ferrari, you're taking the mick, man. And then we head into Spain, where if the British Grand Prix were to go anything by, where they were hot and they were not doing well, Spain in August, holy smokes, do you know how hot that's going to be? Oh, Ferrari, man, get it together. We arrive in Barcelona knowing this will not be an easy weekend for us, given how testing went here in February. However, over the 5 races run so far, we have worked hard to try and improve our car's performance and extract all its potential. We will obviously encounter much hotter weather, with the track temperatures expected to be well above 40 degrees Celsius. It will be an important factor, especially when it comes to the behavior of the tires, as we saw in the last 2 races in Silverstone. Resta finishes there. And Spain won't be cold. Barcelona is not going to be cold this weekend. 40 degrees, above 40 degrees Celsius on the track? Oh, those tires are, they're not even, don't even bring, just run the hard tire. That's all you can do. It's just a diabolical car being run by a diabolical team. It's as simple as that. But Ferrari need to work together. They've got to pull this thing together. They have to, you know, Sebastian and Charles and the team, they have to be working in unison. I know that Sebastian Vettel already will not be in Ferrari next year, and this looks like it's going to be an ugly divorce, especially from the British Grand Prix and the 70th anniversary Grand Prix as well. It doesn't look great, it doesn't look good, but they have got to get this together. The only way Ferrari are going to improve is if they bring Vettel in and treat him like he's Charles Leclerc, or treat him like he's a prized possession, because this is getting awful. This is horrible what's happening at Ferrari. I can't understand it. You know, as a fan of McLaren, I would have loved to see Ferrari at their demise, but this this is something else, man. This is something else. So in order to make things work, they've got to sit down and talk with the 4-time world champion, yeah? They've got to get some sort of experience, some sort of wisdom, knowledge to get this car working. Otherwise, I'm gonna be here next weekend talking about how awful Ferrari were. And I'm bored of that. I'm tired of it now. Let's get some competition. On to my prediction for the Spanish Grand Prix with Ferrari. I mean, I can't see them finishing, you know, between 10th and 5th. I mean, if this is Barcelona is not a nice circuit. It is horrible for the car. It is not a bumpy ride, but my God, the car is asked to work beyond its efforts. It's a fantastic circuit as a fan to watch, but my goodness, the skill of a driver really does show in races like this. It is fast as well, but it is also it's technical. You got to have the techers. These drivers have got to have the techers on deck. Circuit won't be easy for Ferrari. I'm going between 10th and 5th, and that's a good weekend in my opinion, considering how their season has gone. Qualifying will be hilarious to watch, but hopefully I'm hoping Sebastian Vettel's Sashi, the new Sashi for the weekend, is going to be superb. It's going to work brilliantly. I can't wait. I can't wait for the Grand Prix weekend. I can't wait to see this story unfold, because I'm sure I'll have more to talk about Ferrari over the course of the season, no doubt, because they are the most entertaining team in Formula One. There's always something to talk about them. But I do hope I can talk more good than bad, especially for Sebastian Vettel. And I hope he gets a good send-off this season, because it's looking ugly. This divorce is looking horrible. So let me know, guys, do you think this new Sashi will work for Sebastian Vettel? Do you think Ferrari need to pull together? Do you think they should just end this relationship now? What do you think is wrong with Ferrari this season? I mean, last season they were fast. They were the fastest car on the circuit last year. So it's amazing what they're doing now. Behind the Red Bulls, behind, you know, you could argue the Racing Points and McLarens of this world. But what do you guys think? Well, let me know in the comments below. What do you think is wrong with Ferrari? How can they solve this problem? Is a new Sashi what they need? The drivers be running on different strategies now. Well, not necessarily strategies, but since Vettel's got a new Sashi, it means the cars are not the exact same. So will this prove to be a benefit? And does it mean that the car has been the same as Charles all season? Because I find that hard to believe. But let me know, do you believe it? Let me know in the comments below. Let's have a discussion. Let's conversate about this as we look forward to the Spanish Grand Prix. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, it's lights out. What's happening, people? I'm back here again. I've just realised I've been calling it Sashi instead of chassis. What the heck's the matter with me, man? Chassis. That's what it's pronounced. Oh, forgive me, people. Forgive me, Formula One fans.